Hi.
How are you?
First of all, I'm good. First of all, I got to tell you, this afro is everything I need.
Thank you.
You're welcome. First of all, thank you for getting up so early in the morning. I know it's 10 a.m. where you are right now. So thank you so much. Oh man, it's so exciting to just have you. I have been in all my feelings about having you on the show. I was telling everybody before that you are not only are a spoken word artist, but you are a rapper. So you may have to kind of like just spit something for us. You know what I mean?
I can. If it's needed, I can.
Let's go. But how are you? How has quarantine been?
I'm I'm pretty good. Quarantine has been, iffy,
Hmm.
but I've been throughout quarantine I've been mostly filming. So I get to see
Nice.
my
Yeah.
castmates, I get to see my workmates. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
I know for me, I'm like you. I had to work. Like I couldn't
Okay.
stop. I had to keep going. Right. I didn't get opportunity. But one thing that I had a guilty pleasure of doing is snacking. I became the snack demon of it all. Did you have
Yeah.
like a guilty pleasure during quarantine that you got an opportunity to do?
Guilty. I was buying a lot of clothes. Now they were discounted because people were selling at low rates, right? Because
Yes.
H&M
Yes.
was like, ain't nobody buying, so we
Right. So let me just
sell.
drop this down. Right.
So it was a lot on clearance. But when I say I have like 4 new closets now, it's like
Hmm.
almost ridiculous. But yeah,
Oh my
that
God.
was my thing.
Man, that's good. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with it. Let's go. Buy it if you can. You know what I mean? But I was watching an interview because I was getting ready to say, she's a star. But I was watching an interview, and you were stating that you don't really see yourself as a star because a star for you is like a person who's established. You don't think that? For me, I think you're well established. You've been doing this for a very very long time. So
Yeah.
why did you say that?
Um, I think just in terms of where my goals are, I've always had very high expectations for myself. So to call myself a star just because I got my first role as cast, like this is not my
Yeah.
first time being on a season of a show, but just
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, star is like lead role. To
Yeah.
me, like star is like you're leading the show, you're leading the movie, or
Mm.
maybe depending on how juicy it is, maybe you're co-lead, right?
Yes.
Maybe you're
Yes.
you're the co-star to the lead, but
Mm-hmm.
like cast, it's cool. It's cool.
It's all
And
right.
on ABC,
It's okay.
everybody's like, no, 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 no. And on ABC, everybody's like, oh my God, you're something. Now, when I saw myself in Times Square, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, wow,
Right.
there's something going on here. I don't know if it's established yet,
Mm. I
And I'm
understand that.
so creative that I see myself in multiple things being established. So just one role doesn't really, I don't think it establishes me.
Yeah. Well,
I
I
don't think I
definitely.
could walk up to Angela Bassett and she knows who I am.
Hey,
That's
Angela Bassett,
established.
I'm a star. But but you've been doing this for a very long time, and I've also heard that you got your start from following the footsteps behind your mom, like seeing your mom go to all these acting classes and doing these things. Was that what ignited something in you to say, I want to do this?
I think it just came naturally because not only was like, I was young, so everywhere she went, I went. And then on top of that, she at some point started to teach classes to younger children. And I wouldn't let her teach me, but
Mm.
she opened up a camp and an after school. So I was always there with her. I was always taking in all the rules. And year after year, it's just performing just starts to come naturally when you're so
Yeah.
involved with it.
Yeah.
So I think just once mom started and when her agent, just my agent, turned around and went,
Hmm.
I like her. I was like, duh. Like, and my mom was like, no, you need
uh,
to prove yourself. And I was like, okay, all right, all right.
so you didn't really get it too easy. You had to work. You had to
I had
show
to work.
yourself.
I had
And
to
I,
work.
I love
Mm-hmm.
that. You know why? Because some people are automatically like, well, no, her mom did this, so she didn't really have to do much. Like, no, I had to get out here and make a name for me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I had to struggle and do what I had to do for myself. I saw that you got your first gig as a print ad doing Coca-Cola ads. What was that like for you to get your first kind of gig into the industry, the start of the industry?
It was bad, but not because not because of the experience. Let me tell you why. Because it was my first year of high school, and I just got on to the volleyball team, the freshman volleyball team, and I'd always wanted to do volleyball because of my older aunt, DJ. So when I finally got there, our first game was the same day I booked my first print shoot. So I'm there, and I'm having, you know, I'm experiencing everything. You know, you always hear about set, but it's very different than actually being able to experience it. So I'm looking at everything, and you know, this lady who I'm doing the shoots with, she's like, just smile, just laugh, and we're like this close to each other. And I'm like, yeah, this is great. And then I pick up my phone, and all I see is, you didn't even we didn't even get to everything. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I want to be able to do it too. And then I came back and they hated me. Like,
oh my God. But one thing that is great, I think we are a lot alike in this, is that you are really actively involved in high school. You know, like you did a lot, you know, debate team. Now, I was on there, I was in the back somewhere, but you were the president of the debate team. You know, you did so many different things. How was it trying to be normal, you know, and try to live the high school experience, knowing that you are also in the process of starting this career?
Yeah, I think it was very easy for me. I never felt like even now, I feel like it's a job, right? Like, it's also a passion, but it's still a job. So I never really felt, I didn't even think anybody knew in high school, to be honest with you. Like, it wasn't until this summer, one of my friends was like, yeah, like, they used to call me the magnet girl, because magnet was like the STEM school. They used to go. My friend was, oh, you were known as the actress. And I was like, wait, what? Nobody ever said congrats. Nobody ever asked me about anything. What? No. Like, people would Google you. People would say, like, if I come around with you, they'd be like, oh, how you bagged the actress? I'm like, what? So it was easy for me because I didn't think anything of it. But apparently other people did. It goes to show you, people are always watching.
People are always watching. And, you know, and you graduated, you know, magna cum laude. First of all, congratulations on that, because I would have been like, wait, 3 plus what is what? I gotta wait, what? You know what I mean? But I think, you know, people don't realize how important education is, and to value it while you can, because, you know, things happen, and you always got to have a backup plan. You know what I'm saying? But you moved on. You're in school now. You are studying law. How has that experience? I love my college years. I do. How has this experience of college been for you?
Everything has been online. When I graduated high school, I got the call for For Life maybe 3 weeks later. So literally, all of my semesters have been online because I've been filming.
Right.
So I'm not really having the college experience, but this past semester, I decided that I am going to be involved, just because I'm so used to being involved in school. And it's been pretty good. I am a poli-sci major, minors real estate. I have a concentration in international law. And then I am in my Chinese club, the GSE Chinese club. Shout out to you guys. I am in the Sisters and Lawyers Club. I just got introduced to that club, so I'm excited about that. I'm still president of the debate team here.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, you know, I'm excited getting back involved with everything. And then, you know, I still have Saving Our Daughters that I'm part of. I'm really excited for everything.
You do so much. Like, me doing one, I would need a whole nap. Like, wait, can I take a break? I am so proud of you. Oh my God.
Thank you.
So now you get this call for Life. What are your thoughts when you first get a call that they want you to audition for Life?
Well, you don't get a call, you get an email. So I got an email with the sides, and I don't think they had the full pilot. They weren't providing the full pilot, but just the sides. So I did the sides, sent it off, and Julie Schubert was casting. I love Miss Julie so much. And she sent it back. She's like, you know, you like it, do it this way, here's your direction. Did it again, sent it off, and then got the call 2 weeks later. Hey, we want you in person so that they can see you. And I think it was Mr. Hank, Mr. Doug, Miss Allison, Mr. Russell, all in one room, which are all like creators and producers. And then Miss Julie in the same room, and it's like a closet. So literally we are knee to knee in this room. And Mr. Hank is just like, okay, scene 1 and scene 4 and scene 3
Oh
and scene 4 and scene 4.
no.
And I'm like, this is scary. And I just remember walking out, Miss Julie was like, it doesn't matter what happened in there, you did phenomenal. And I was like, okay, cool. So a few months later, it was literally the last week of school. Mind you, I was graduating this year, so I'm a senior. So we're doing like a lot of like closing out stuff in school.
Mm-hmm.
I get a call right before, and I'm also an AP student. I was doing dual enrollment, and then we have a career academy I was a part of for law.
Yeah.
I get a call that's like, hey, we need you in New York this week. And I'm like, I have like 3 to 5 AP tests.
Right.
And the AP tests, they're national, so you can't really reschedule unless it's important.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we need you in New York. And I call up my teachers. My teachers are like, go. And I'm like, wait, what? No.
Right. What do you mean?
I have tests. And they're like, go. Just send me a little paper or paragraph or something.
Oh no.
So we go to up front. Everything was amazing. I saw Chris Rock and Key and Peele. I was like, where is my life going right now? This is a lot, right? So then I come back home and graduate. Woo, that was great. And about 2 weeks later, I'm like, I don't know if I got it. I don't know if you got picked up. And I'm like, Mom, pay the enrollment fee for Spelman. And she's like, because I am an HBCU.
Yes.
She's like, Tyla, please, you're not gonna. Mom, just pay the enrollment fee. She paid $300, and the very next day we get the call.
They call you.
Like,
oh.
And then she had to talk to the dean, and the dean was like, when she has time, she can come back and da da da. But like, this is a great opportunity, and I'm like, okay.
So now you get booked for Life. And for those of you who have been under a rock and don't know what we're talking about right now, For Life is a ABC drama, which is basically inspired by the life of Isaac Wright Jr. Nicholas Pinnock plays the main character. He plays Aaron Wallace, and basically he is, sentenced to life for a crime he doesn't commit. While in jail, he litigates other people in the jail system, as well as fighting to get himself out. That's kind of like the basis of how that story goes. And Miss Tyla plays Jasmine Wallace, which is his daughter. Talk about the relationship, even on set, between you and Nicholas and I love Joy. I love Joy. So you see her, tell her, come on the show. I love Joy. Miss Joy Bryant, how has the relationship been for you guys?
It's just very fun on set. It's almost like, even towards the first season, it felt like it was kind of like a family being established. Like, just not even between me and those two, but just everybody. Because even like Mr. Tim, who plays Roswell, we may not be in the same scene, but we're there the same day. We are sometimes in the same meeting. So it just really feels like a family. It feels like everyone is very supportive of where I'm going in my life. And like, even with like dropping little hints, like, I feel so grateful. I don't really know how else to express that, especially coming out of high school, coming into a world that I don't know. And even though I'm very mature, there's still lots of things to learn. So to have a beautiful cast of people older than me, even down to Tony. Tony plays my boyfriend. He's 25. Like, just being able to drop nuggets in my life all the time, I feel very blessed now. Nick?
So explain the character Jasmine Wallace to people who may not know, and how were you able to connect? Like, what life experiences or who was able to pour into you to give you that gusto to kind of play such she's an amazing character, but it's a real life, like, this is real life, you know what I'm saying? So explain how that was for you.
So it was kind of easy to get into character because Jasmine is a young Black girl. She's a little naive, but we see that she very much so has her head on her shoulders, even with her fatherly unit somewhere else. She still somewhat has her head on her shoulders, and she knows what she wants in life. She's very determined. Straight A's, if you don't catch that in one of the episodes. Straight A's now. Even though, people are like, and it shows a different side of, I guess, promiscuity and teenage pregnancy. It shows a difference. It shows very much so empathy
Yeah.
for young women in this position, because it means just because I have a baby at a young age doesn't mean, you know,
Right, that you're like
I
stupid or don't
throw
know what
my
to do.
life
Right.
away. It doesn't mean that I am now not worthy of value or attention anymore. She's very like open about that. And I think I just related to her because I am very much so a daddy's girl. I love my mom now. I love my mom. Don't be DMing my mama. Don't be DMing my mama. I love
What
my
is
mama
wrong with
now.
y'all people?
I love my mom, but I'm very much so a daddy's girl in the way of like, I feel protected when I'm with my dad. My dad comes to me about very real things in the world. I learned everything to know about Black history and my past and my future, my present from my father. So when it comes to Jasmine, just her fight and her determination to get her dad out, I very much so relate with that, because let somebody touch my daddy. Another story. So yeah, I
And we get to see.
relate to that part.
Oh man, we get to see in season 2 that the dad is released, right? Aaron is released, and he gets to come home and now happen to assimilate to being home. Jasmine is now with child, which is also really big. And people who like, you know, who are, I'm like really deep in when I think about things like this, because like I am like of this. This is where we, you know what I mean? And to see, you know, her now like not only trying to raise this baby, but now kind of restructure this whole relationship with her dad being home. How was it filming season 2?
First of all, the script is just amazing. So I have to say, I feel blessed to have great writers on my show as well. The show is just so juicy. It's just so much in it. And everyone's so talented. So everything comes together so well. Anywho, filming is absolutely, it was great. You know, COVID, so we got tested a lot, and there were a few scares along the way. But I mean, as far as like getting the scripts and reading through the scripts, I love the plot line of season 2. And I feel like it shows you a very real picture of the consequences of, you know, our legal system sometimes, how it affects families. I don't think we think about that too much, especially with, you know, TV shows where they're showing people in jail and things of that sort. They don't really give empathy to the families behind those people, and they don't show what it looks like for someone to have to come home after being in a jail cell for what, 5 to 9 years. You are looking at 4 walls. You're this big. I don't even know if you guys noticed, but even in one of the episodes when he first comes home, he's working in his office, and he confines himself
into that space,
a little space, even though he has all this big space. And it goes to show you, to just remind you of
the mind,
how our minds get so set into routine that we often forget that even if you go to jail for a certain amount of time, you get out and you're free, you feel like you're constantly being watched, on run, you're caged. Exactly. So I really appreciated the script for showing the realities of how it feels like to come home after that and still have to go back to the jail. We saw that last week. It's just
and it's like the clinging, like the relationship between Jasmine and her dad are like this, right? And like how she clings onto her father because like, no, at any moment I can lose him, like to back to the system. You know what I'm saying? And I love the relationship, and I'm hoping, you know, not hoping, but I know we'll see more of it in season 2. I don't want to give away no spoilers because I'm invested, popcorn, juice, everything I can. But you as Tyler, like how, at any point for you, with all that you have going on, do you ever feel like, oh my God, it's just a lot?
I wouldn't necessarily say a lot. I often complain to my best friends that I feel like I'm not doing enough. I don't know why. I always feel like there's more to be done, and they have to remind me that, like, okay, sit back. Like, you're okay. You're only 20. You have your life to live. But I oftentimes feel like, you know, just because I'm doing this and I'm doing that doesn't mean that I'm making an impact in this world. And, and I'm like, oh my gosh, sit down and go drink some juice. Like, go watch a TV show. So I wouldn't say that it feels like a lot. It can be stressful sometimes, but I have to remind myself that when I get older, I want to do certain things that may not be able to be done on a basic level. So I have to be extraordinary.
We were talking about this a little bit earlier when I was stating that your mom is also an actress. I know at one point in time you guys worked together. Was it in Manifest, if I'm correct?
We never worked together.
You and your mom never worked together before?
Mm.
Would you like to? Okay, all right.
But yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to. It would be
Nice.
cool. It's funny because we've been on auditions together as like mother and daughter, and they'll always be like, "Eh, you guys don't look like." I'm like, "We don't. We look like twins."
Right. Like, are you missing something here? Like, okay. So let's talk a little bit about this organization, Saving Our Daughters, which basically dives into self-esteem issue for our girls of color, our multicultural girls, which is also co-founded by Kiki Palmer. I love her too. So if you see this, Kiki, I love you, girl. I do. Just know how has that been? I know it's been virtual for you because of COVID. How have you played a role in doing this, and what's the favorite part about kind of like speaking to these girls?
So I joined during COVID, so it was a little. I've never been able to be with the girls in person, sadly, because I loved mentorship. I was a part of an all-girls volunteer team in high school, and I was the leader in it. And we would just go out, mentor the girls, volunteer. So that really struck me about this organization of just being like, I'm connecting with all these different girls across the country that look like me, and I'm a representation of them. They can reach out to me. It's been pretty cool. Like, they have different ways for us to connect to the girls and like sending them shout outs if they do something great, things of that sort. But I'm just really excited for what the future has to hold, because we're talking about some partnerships and stuff. And I'm really excited for what the girls have to hold. But yeah, I just feel very blessed to be able to even like virtually talk to the girls or interact with the girls and just be like, you're beautiful, you did great, congrats on graduating, different things of that sort. Because a lot of people who look like me don't get that opportunity.
Yeah. And also there are power in words, right? So you may not be able to physically be with somebody, but to see you virtually and be able to hear that I'm worthy, that I'm more than enough, goes a long way. I got a shout out because everybody keeps saying this in the comments. Your nails are fire. I gotta let you know. Everybody keeps saying her nails.
Thank you.
Shout out to the nail person who does your nails, because they are amazing.
We gotta shout out Joy. See, Joy hooked this up.
Yeah.
Because I usually have my claws, but I can't do my claws in the show because that's too distracting. Talking to Jasmine like this. So Joy was like, you know what? After we wrap, I got you. And she got me mani pedi on her. And this is great. This is at Vanity Projects in NYC. So
come on, Joy. Miss Bryant, I need you. Just know you know this. Come on the show. Just email us. We got you. What projects are coming up for you? What are you trying to get into next? What can you talk to us about?
I'm a regular actress, so I'm still auditioning, and I don't like talking about things until they're very permanent. And by permanent, I mean they are airing, and I have seen the final cut. So, right now, I'm just focusing on school. I'm focusing on music a little bit, and we'll just see what the future holds.
Because, like I said earlier, guys, I didn't forget. She's also a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I didn't look at Tyla, and I saw a picture of you on the subway, and I was like, yep, she got the grit. She has the grit. Like, she can rap. If you can stand in a New York City subway, you can rap. You can rap.
You are funny.
But you also are a spoken word artist, which kind of derives from the same thing. Is that your place of comfort, being able to write poetry?
I believe so. And it started from a very young age. I don't even remember how it started, but I just remember whenever I felt overwhelmed, I would just write it out. And over time, by about like 6th or 7th grade, it became like not emotion based, but more so I would just be doing something and like words would just come to me. And I hate it because I used to not write it down. But at some point I was just like, let me just type this into my phone.
Right.
And it literally would just flow to me. And I'd be like, okay. And I tell myself, don't edit, don't revise. What is, let it be, and move on from it. So yeah.
That's me. We have a lot in common when it comes to that. Like, I'm like you. At one point in my life, I would want to write it down. But you know how then you get to the place and you're like, damn, what was I thinking about? Like, what was I going to say? What was I going to say again? And then you kind of get upset because you don't remember. So like, I'm like you. Like, if I think about it, I'm writing it on my phone. You know what I'm thinking? Or I start putting it into like a status. Like, so that way I remember it, People are asking for a rapping sample. can you spit a little something for us? Do you have something in the vault you can kind of like?
I can. I could. I don't know if y'all would like
Yes.
it. I can. Let me see. Okay. I'm scared. Wait.
No way.
I got you. All right. I said I'm stacking dividends like it never ends. Call me presidential socialite. The Benjamins, my friends, come in straight for ties. That stuff gotta end, because if you're coming for the queen, you better have a sick pen. I'm INZE pendant. My pendants cost way more than your rent did. You can't it. You can't it. You want to be me. Look me in my eyes and tell me you see me. Beseech me. Can I have your flow or your money, honey? It's my aura making you torn up. See, ain't no getting down and dirty when I saw love. It's too much. I messed up. So.
Yes!
Stop.
Yes! I haven't done. That was fire. Fire.
That's
It's not
a lot of fun in that one, because it's from
There's a lot of fires in the comments. That was great, yo. That was really, really good. Thank you for sharing that. Like, you should have definitely, yo. Whoo! If I could have got up off this chair and added to some bars, but I'm not a rapper, so I don't know. Oh man, and it has been so fun talking to you. Thank you so much for coming. One thing that I want to ask, for those of you who are getting to know Tyla Harris, what 3 things do you want them to know about you?
I am. Oh my gosh. Okay. I never get asked fun questions. I am resilient. I is intelligent.
Yes.
And you'll definitely be seeing me in the future. Doesn't matter in what medium. You'll always be seeing me.
I love it. Thank you so much. You are now part of the Courtney's Corner family.
Okay.
So please just know that we're gonna have you back. I just want to know all that you got going on. Man, ladies and gentlemen, I love to see a Black queen doing things. I just love, especially when it comes from us. You know, there's so many things going on in the world, but I love to see people who just exude joy and exude hope and exude resilience. Thank you so much for sharing your light and not being afraid of being dope. You know what I mean? It's being dope. Everybody, please be sure to follow Tyla Ann Harris on IG and everything that she has going on. ABC's Hit Show for Life. Check the local listings. I know there's a special episode coming up. I read your profile, so now I'm ready. Like, she's ready to drop a couple of gems. Yeah. So
this
now
episode.
I was reading it, and I was like, okay. So now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat, because I gotta have a perfect snack for it. And I am looking forward to it. So thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
You are loved. I love you. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.